Getting into today's aftermarket analysis, today is the last day of May. Unfortunately, ending the week on a red week. We had 2 great weeks of a green week, and this week is a red week. It sucks that it has to finish off going into May, but yeah, let's get into it. So basically, today, the one thing I will say is I did make a little bit of mistakes that led to, a little larger losses than I wanted to. They weren't anything outrageous, but it definitely could have been avoided. And I've definitely improved a lot with finding my model and being able to really manage my emotions. But I will say today was one of those days where a little bit of it slipped. But the good thing about it is I was able to realize that I was starting to slip into bad habits and like previous habits. And this time I was really able to manage those emotions. And once I realized that I was not so much focusing on good setups and just focusing on trying to make money or trying to make it back, I was then able to, lock myself out of the Top Step X. And then also I was on my live account and I only lost around $100 on my live account today, which isn't a lot, but it's more than what I should have lost, especially because these setups weren't great. But again, it's nothing. Even the loss on my live account wasn't outrageous. It was more so the losses on my Top Step X account. I'm down about 550 on each, which within the first trade, I lost about 400, which that's really where one of the mistakes came from. I shouldn't have let myself lose 400 on one trade. That's a little bit too much. If anything, 250 to 3, but I think it was like 440, 450, a little too much. But yeah, let's get into it. So getting into the setup, we had this SMT here. We had a inverse fair value gap. We're dumping in this area, so I'm wanting to see a possible, what's it called? You know, frick, sorry. A rebalance into equilibrium or just a retrace up. So yeah, this break even point, which again, I'm not even gonna lie, like I kind of marked this stuff out right before the recording because I didn't have my full setup going today. And that's another thing. I was tired. I even said I probably shouldn't trade today. I woke up late, very rushed setups. So that's something to help myself going forward. If I really feel like, I'm very tired waking up like super late, because by the time I got on the charts, it was like 10 and any we didn't have any news today, so there was no really, like reason not to be on before. But it's also just the fact that I literally was tired and said I don't really feel like doing this today, because I don't feel like it will be good, and I should have listened to myself. So that's one thing to be aware of in the future. That's one mistake that I wasn't able to catch that I will. But yeah, so I really just saw that we had this inverse and then the SMT after, but I wasn't very too sure where my targets were, and I wasn't very too sure where my stop loss was going to be. But I had it somewhere around here. Another thing, didn't really realize equal lows shouldn't have been going long against equal lows. And so yeah, we ended up coming down and taking out these equal lows. Little after this, go another mistake here is I really shouldn't be trading after 11. I mean, but it's not terrible as long as it's between 11 to 11:30. So, yeah, I mean, it's not that I shouldn't, it's just I usually haven't. That's what I had meant to say. I usually don't be trading. I usually am not trading past 11. So, but as long as it's between 11 to 11:30, that's fine. But the real mistake is just the fact that I saw, I believe it was, what's it called? I think, I ended up seeing an inverse here. Yeah, I saw the inverse here, and I wanted to get in really like here just to have a tight break even point, because I just knew going into this wasn't a good setup, and that's really the biggest mistake. I knew it wasn't any like valuable confluences. It's just the fact that on a larger scale, I saw that we have equal lows on a 15-minute, like all the way over here, which isn't really like see, it's not even equal. It's relative equal lows. It's not really like a viable thing, but just the way that we're dumping, I figure that we want to take out this area of liquidity, because it's also sell side, which now it kind of sucks because we've almost taken it out. We were, few points off. Who knows if it's gonna come out and take it out, but really, I told myself if I am going to enter this, I should wait till it tap back in. So like here, and then I can have 15-point stops. And now this gives me that comfort of, let me move this to the side. Hold on, let me get it on screen here real quick. I'm just gonna delete this one. This really gives me the comfort, like, okay, now I kind of have more like structure in the sense that I'm comfortable risking this much, even though not so much on my Top Step account, on my live account, because I wasn't able to take the trade on my live account on the first setup. I don't know what it is, but Webull, it's sometimes if I don't realize if I'm placing a stop or a limit order, and then I'm doing it, and then I go to do a market order, it lags out, it literally won't let me do it. I have to exit out and place, and then start Webull back up and place the trade, which when I had done that the first time, it was already too late to enter. But anyways, this is really I should have entered as soon as we tap back in here. As soon as we tap back in here, this would have been a comfortable stop on my live account, $150, because now I would actually had more structure. And let's see, now once we got to here, these I would say relative equal lows or whatever, this is where I could have my stop at break even. So now we come back, we tap into here, would have had stop at break even. We would have not hit break even. We would have came all the way down to 62 points, which would have been around 620, 600, sorry, 620. My gosh, I cannot speak. $627 or something like that, and 50 cents. Yeah, it's something like that. But target $700. It would literally be a 1 to 4, almost a 1 to 5. We haven't hit the take profit yet. But yeah, I mean, very close, and who knows? I could have closed down here. Probably not. I'd probably just let this hit take profit. But I'm just saying we'd be so far deep in profit right now that it would pretty much be a very good trade. I By this point, I would not let it go to break even. I'd probably trail up to here or something. But yeah, this is like a move I could have caught that I was in. It just I wasn't entering at the right times, and I was letting emotions kind of take over into these trades. Which if I would have just executed on good habits and focused on good setups, this would probably be hitting take profit. So yeah, I mean it is what it is. It was a little slip of a mistake. It's just, going this week has been kind of a rough week, which again, usually when I have these rough weeks like this, these are the type of weeks that would really, put me in the red. They would really blow my accounts and stuff. So I'm glad I was able to really manage my emotions that I, would go off on the pass. I did let it slip a little bit, but I didn't let it go outrageously out of hand. So it is what it is. Again, it's just recognizing the emotions, being able to control it to an extent, and then as time goes on, I will more and more be able to handle it. So, yeah, it is what it is. Red week again. I haven't had a red week in over 2 weeks. I think it was, yeah, 2 weeks. So I plan on getting it back next week and being able to, hone in into the emotions and everything like that. But yeah, we should have good price action going forward. And that's pretty much it for today. So I will see you guys next week. See ya.